Every day, the Lyman family saddle up their horses. Surrounded by cactus and sweeping Arizona mountains, they ride across dirt roads and rugged rocks, driving their cattle across streams in a valley thousands of feet above sea level.
So for us, we do commercial beef, which means we raise cattle and they go on down the line in your food chain and end up at your grocery store. But we also direct sell our beef too. So we have a small portion of our cattle that we raise out to finish that go directly to consumers here locally.
But coronavirus is starting to disrupt the supply chain. The processing plants shutting down. Farmers have less of a market for their animals. And the outbreak means ranchers can't go in person to livestock auctions.
In order for the sale barns to continue operating, they have to limit the number of people that are allowed in the viewing area, which is right ringside, and that's for health department regulations.
Ranchers always have to go through changes, whether it be the weather that throws us a curveball or this pandemic, and we have to be creative and figure out how to make it through that because people still need to eat.
According to the USDA, beef prices are up nearly 20%, but with fewer plants operating, ranchers are actually losing money.
Ranchers are receiving at least 30% less at the sale than they have just 4 months ago, and that number is decreasing daily. And while that's happening, when we get up to the packing plants and the processing, they're receiving more at their sale than they ever had. We're up 15% on the processing side than we were just a few weeks ago.
So while consumers pay more for their meat, it's not trickling down to the farmers.
Well, I hope that there will be changes coming from the packing houses and such because they do monopolize the market. With restaurants being closed, sporting events that use a lot of beef being canceled right now. The way beef comes to a grocery store or to a restaurant, it can't just turn around and be sent to consumers, right? The way it's packaged or the way it's processed, it's not packaged for going back into the grocery store if it's going to a restaurant. And so that makes it a little bit difficult as well because you can't just totally change a packing plant or change the way it's packaged.
At the mercy of market forces, ranchers are appealing to the government for help.
I'm hoping will change, and I'm hoping that letters that cattle industry people have signed on to the U.S. Attorney General and to the Secretary of Agriculture and the President of the United States.
While the ranchers wait for federal action, the meatpacking companies are scrambling to contain coronavirus outbreaks. More than a dozen U.S. plants have closed so far. This facility in Phoenix is owned by JBS, whose plant in Nebraska has had more than 200 workers test positive for COVID-19. The company did not respond to our request for an interview, but workers were seen getting their temperature taken and had protective masks on as they entered the building for their shift. Back at Lyman Ranch, they're hoping the industry can adapt to the pandemic, and fast.
A lot of faith, a lot of prayer. Just continue to keep doing what we're doing. People need to eat. That's one thing about the food supply chain. You know, everybody needs to eat. So we're going to continue to do our job to make sure that there is food on the table for people.